Will the stock market collapse for real? Scratch that. The real question is, how soon will it be? While looking back at past events can show us how long things like stock market crashes, corrections, and bear markets tend to last, nobody receives a calendar invite detailing the next downturn date, cause, and expected severity. The causes of stock market crashes are never obvious until after the fact. They usually are painful but unavoidable. So when crashes occur, what steps should you take to make the most of it? Keep watching as we bring you 20 things you should do to prepare when a stock market crash and economic collapse is imminent. 1. Consider a second opinion. This should be the first thing to do when a collapse is imminent. Consider employing a financial advisor to evaluate your portfolio and offer an impartial perspective on your financial plan. In fact, it is not uncommon for financial planners to employ their own personal financial planner for the same reason. Having someone to call for support during difficult circumstances is a bonus. 2. Shop during a collapse. Nevertheless, when the market experiences a downturn, it presents favorable prospects, especially for perceptive investors. It's possible to seize the opportunity to acquire stocks and mutual funds that have caught your attention at significantly reduced prices, or you can stick to your regular investment strategy and continue purchasing shares. According to Paul Miller, a certified public accountant (CPA) based in New York, novice investors would do well to consider index funds as an excellent starting point. Make regular and consistent purchases of index funds, and you'll be able to sleep soundly at night, he advises. 3. Invest in silver and gold. The US dollar will lose enormous value over the long term, and inflation will skyrocket. This is one reason people worldwide invest significantly in gold, silver, and other precious metals. The world's central banks are haphazardly printing money. Everyone is aware that this will end very poorly. 4. If possible, move from the big cities. This is impossible for many individuals. Many Americans are still utterly and completely reliant on their employment. But if you are able, now is an excellent time to move away from the major cities. When the next major economic downturn occurs, major cities will experience riots and a dramatic increase in crime. Your situation will likely improve if you relocate to a more rural area. 5. Clothing and hiking equipment. If you intend to endure a difficult economic situation for an extended time, you will likely require warm, functional clothing. You must stock up on blankets and cold weather clothing in a cold climate. If you reside in an area where it rains frequently, you must stock up on rain clothing. 6. Gas masks. It is the one piece of survival equipment we always associate with unrest, war, terror, mass destruction, or situations in which the air we breathe is unsafe, toxic, or lethal. Many people believe that the world as we know it has officially ended, and you should maintain a good gas mask on hand in case of emergency. 7. Axe, knife, and spade. Keeping with the theme of remaining warm, you may wish to purchase a quality axe. In a catastrophic disaster, gathering timber will be a top priority. This task will be considerably more difficult without a proper woodcutting tool. A decent knife can build a shelter, provide food and clothing, and cut wood. 8. Hiking knapsack. You cannot provide shelter if you cannot travel with your shelter tents, water filter, fuses, knife, and other supplies. What will you use to transport your survival supplies if you and your family have to evacuate quickly? Having a quality hiking backpack or survival kit for each family member is crucial. 9. Shelter. No one may camp on the streets. Can you? Some people will be able to survive on the streets, but most of us will require shelter to survive for an extended period. Therefore, what would you do if you and your family lost your residence or were forcibly evicted? Where are you going? The wisest course of action is to develop multiple plans. 10. Pure water. Most people can survive without sustenance for several weeks, but without water, you will perish within a few days. Consider water purification tablets because the water you can collect during a crisis may not be suitable for drinking, so you may find water purification tablets extremely useful. Water filters, bottle pumps, and gravity-based water filters are necessities. 11. Lighters. Additionally, you will need something to make a fire. If you can build a fire, you can cook sustenance, boil water, and keep warm. How do you intend to start a fire in an emergency? By rubbing sticks together? The time is now to study. Put aside a supply of lighters and matches to be prepared when needed. Additionally, you may wish to consider a store with a sufficient quantity of candles. 12. Headlamp and flashlights. In an extreme emergency, A flashlight or a lantern will be essential, particularly if you must travel at night. Solar-powered or hand-cranked flashlights or luminaries will likely be the most effective during an extended emergency. If you have battery-powered devices, you must begin stockpiling numerous batteries. 13. Stock up on food. Food will instantly become one of the most valuable commodities in a global economic catastrophe. Most American families could not survive on their current incomes for more than a month. What would you do if a catastrophe struck right now? You must store enough food until the food you intend to cultivate has matured. When the entire economy collapses, the remaining seeds will vanish rapidly. Therefore, if you believe you will require seedlings, now is the time to acquire them. 14. Growing your food. This is a skill that the majority of Americans possessed in the past but have since lost. Growing your food is a means to become more independent from the system and to prepare for the future. Hunt for dividends. For those who are willing to take a slightly bolder approach, bear markets can serve as an opportune time to consider dividend-based investment strategies. Numerous companies provide their shareholders with a modest dividend yield on an annual basis, comparable to how banks offer interest to savings account holders. This approach allows investors to let dividends influence their investment decisions during such market conditions. 16. Sector rotation. In times of market downturns, it has long been a favored strategy to reallocate funds from one sector of the stock market to another. During phases of rapid economic growth, technology stocks often exhibit strong performance. Conversely, when the economy experiences a decline, sectors considered boring, such as utilities, tend to fare better. By strategically shifting your investments from one sector to another, you have the potential to mitigate substantial declines in a single sector. 17. Reduce losses during a market crash and save money on taxes. In certain situations, it is often the wisest choice to minimize your losses, despite our earlier advice. Doing so not only frees up capital that can be allocated to other investments, but it also presents an opportunity to deduct your losses on your taxes if you hold investments in a taxable account. This investment strategy, commonly referred to as tax loss harvesting, enables you to offset your income with realized losses, potentially lowering your overall tax obligation. 18. Diversify. Diversifying your portfolio is likely the single most essential precaution you can take against a severe bear market. Depending on your risk appetite and age, it may be prudent for most of your retirement resources to be invested in stock mutual funds, exchange-traded funds, ETFs, or individual stocks. 19. Fly to security. Most professional traders switch to cash or cash equivalents when there is significant market volatility. You should consider doing the same if you can do so before the collapse. If you exit fast, you can re-enter when prices are significantly lower. Then, when the trend reverses, you can benefit even more from the appreciation. 20. Guaranteed investments. Probably not all of your savings should be in guaranteed investments. If so, they are simply not profitable enough. Investing at least a portion of your portfolio in assets that will not decline in tandem with the market is prudent. As a short-term investor, you should consider bank CDs and Treasury securities. Hit the comments section and let us know what you'll do to shore up against the impending market collapse. Kindly subscribe and turn on your notification to keep seeing more videos from us. Want to know what comes after? Check out our next video.